Get ready to sweat, everybody.
This is my 4th class, I think. And I'm starting to feel the effects of fitness, and I am dragging a little bit. So I'm not looking forward to this class at all. So pray for me.
I'm Erick Baker, and I've lived in Tennessee my entire life. However, for the last decade, touring the world, I've only seen it passing by from a windshield. But finally, Tennessee is calling me back where I belong. There's a place you've never been that's right where you want to be. I want to rediscover how great my home state is, and I want you to come with me. Uncharted. I always feel at home in a small town, the kind of place where the country is never too far away, where roads outside of town are narrow and the fields are wide. There's just something about a small town that always makes me relax. It's quieter, calmer. The air feels lighter. More often than not, the people are kind and they're rarely in a hurry. And for me, comfort and peace are never hard to find. So I guess it goes without saying that I feel right at home here in Wayne County. It's a very rural area, and even though it's the 2nd largest county in Tennessee, it only has a population of around 17,000. But what it lacks in people, it makes up for in beautiful scenery. However, there are some new residents that are causing a lot of major problems for the people here. These newcomers are disrupting the peacefulness of this small town. In fact, you could say that they're going hog wild. And while Wayne County may look like God's country, in recent years, it's become more of a hog heaven. Because amongst this beautiful landscape, tens of thousands of wild hogs are wreaking havoc, causing extensive damage to crops and wildlife habitat, contributing to erosion and water pollution, and carrying at least 45 different parasites and diseases that pose a threat to livestock, pets, wildlife, and in some cases, even human health. Wild hogs may call the U.S. home, but technically they're not a native species. In fact, they're invasive. First introduced to the U.S. in the 1500s by Spanish explorers and later domesticated on farms. But unlike many other mammals that man has taken it upon itself to import throughout the course of history, pigs are highly adaptable, meaning they can spread rapidly when released into the wild, sometimes doubling, even tripling their population size in a single year's time. But in case you're wondering, a growing population of wild hogs does not mean more bacon. In fact, due to the potential diseases these hams can carry, it's very dangerous to eat them.
3 years ago, this is what we started with. This gate right here is one of our original gates.
So what is the system? Just walk me through.
It's the 6 regular hog panels. The spaces at the bottom are smaller, so the smaller pigs can't get through it.
Okay.
Of course, the gate is just an 8-foot guillotine-style door. When the pigs go in, you drop the door, it catches the hogs, and it runs off just like a car clicker.
Oh, wow, like a fob.
Yeah, a key fob. So when we're sitting out here with the imager and all our pigs go in, you know, we make sure they're all in at least the center to the back of the trap, and when we hit the button, the door will drop.
Can we see it?
Yeah.
Whee!
And then the chaos starts. Say if I've got 10 hogs coming to this trap, and I only end up trapping 8, that means 2 hogs were standing in this field somewhere and they saw what happened, heard what happened. Then when they eventually join up with another group, or if it's a boar and a sow and they have more pigs themselves, those 2 lead pigs are gonna either keep their babies from coming back to this trap, or if they join another group, that other group's gonna come to this trap, and those 2 are gonna try to get them,
yeah, they're like, hey,
or they're not gonna go back in.
Huh.
So it just repeats itself. Then the next time you trap, you may miss another one, and then you've got 3 trap shy hogs.
Wow. And then this whole technique is...
Well, over time, then it would eventually go to 0.25%, you know, success rate over 100%. In a perfect world, we'll sit there, the hogs will come in, they'll go in the trap, and we'll drop the door.
Okay.
Dispatch the hogs, and once that's done, then we have to draw blood on each hog put it in tubes, get all the paperwork situated. That
But even with that, though, I mean, you're having to take
we have to,
a lot of extra steps,
Extra steps. The disease side of it, we know we have to wear Tyvek suits, face masks. We got glasses and stuff we put on, of course, rubber gloves, just to be, you know, extra careful.
Okay, and that's for disease
purposes.
Okay. Tonight, there's been a lot that has led up to this, right? I mean, you've been watching the site.
Right.
You know the hogs are there.
You almost get to know the hogs. You know what time they're coming. You know which pigs are there, which pigs aren't there. And if something happens where, you know, they're all of a sudden 2 hours late, you know something's happened. Either they found another food source somewhere or somebody's messed with them. You have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen when you do decide to trap.
Unfortunately, Wayne County is not an isolated incident. Wild hogs are present in nearly 80 of Tennessee's 95 counties, a number that's grown dramatically from just 15 counties less than 2 decades ago. In 1999, TWRA made an attempt to control the expansion of the wild hog population by opening a statewide wild hog season with no bag limit. Unfortunately, it was during this period that the wild hog population expanded the most, with disjointed populations emerging in areas of Tennessee where they had never existed before, as a result of illegal stocking by individuals whose goal was to manufacture local hunting opportunities. In order to remove the incentive to relocate wild hogs, new regulations were enacted in 2011, making it illegal to possess, transport, or release live wild hogs. If you're thinking to yourself right now that this issue doesn't affect you because you're not a farmer or landowner, you couldn't be more wrong. Because when a farmer's field is destroyed by wild hogs, that means whatever they tried to plant didn't survive, ultimately driving up prices at your local grocery store. In fact, to put this issue into dollars and cents, wild hogs are currently causing around $1.5 billion in damage annually. That's right, $1.5 billion.
They come around and root up and divert streams in some cases, have wallows in what otherwise would be fairly pristine stream. The ones that we have here are rock bottom, but in the edges of it, they'll have a big muddy area and that sort of thing.
Right.
When row crops are raised, I think the man lost probably somewhere between 20 and 30% of his corn crop to hogs, because about the time that they got mature and so forth, the hogs would go out in the farm and they wallowed down areas there a quarter or a half an acre, had it all on the ground. You couldn't harvest it or anything, and they'd torn it up and that sort of thing.
When we saw some of the signs coming in, and I mean, it looks like a farm implement has gone through there.
It looks like it's been plowed or disked up.
It does,
and
it does.
They go along and they're very effective at rooting the ground up, and they just turn it over and they look for whatever their food stuff is. They have not killed any of our animals. I suppose if we had sheep or something out in the field with lambs and everything and they got one down, well, that'd be an animal that'd be gone. Yeah, they'd take them on, there's no question. As far as I know, they don't have a natural enemy in this part of the country at this time. Maybe at one time they used to.
So there's nothing naturally keeping them in check, so therefore something has to be done.
Well, if it's not, the circumstances that will result will be dramatic, to say the least, if not catastrophic.
Wow, so this is, man, this field is full of this right here. Why are they doing this?
Anything that they deem food or just something to check it out. If they smell something, they're, you know, what's this? They're gonna dig a hole, scratch around to see what it is.
Right.
If they find worms or grubs or, you know, any kind of root that they're after, they're gonna dig it up. And
in this whole big field, this is just one group, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the group that we're after tonight is who's done this in this whole field.
A group of about 15 to 20.
Wow.
Is what's done this right.
And that, a group of hogs is called a sounder. A sounder.
Right.
Now, is that a big group or is that a pretty normal size group?
15 to 20s. 15 is a little more normal. We've had a lot of trappings that were anywhere from 10 to 15 pigs. You know, 90% of my county's like this. This is normal for the way it looks. Usually when somebody calls and says, I've got pigs, this is what it looks like.
Over the last 3 years, how many hogs total have you guys trapped?
My rough total here in Wayne County is about 720.
Man.
over the course of the last 3 years.
Wow.
This actual property here, this farm, the guy bought it not long ago, and with very little hog sign on it, if any at all. And then within the course of, 2 or 3 months, they've destroyed the whole field. If somebody calls and, sees sign and they want to know what to do, we'd rather them call us, let us come out and look at the situation, set something up, and see if we can trap them for them. If they call and won't help, we'll bend over backwards, do everything we can to help them.
Right.
That way we know we've caught them all. If there's any more in the area that we've missed, so we automatically know then what the status is of that specific farm and that area surrounding that farm.
Gotcha. Since most wild hog activity happens at night, the crew and I went into T&U stealth mode and headed out with TWRA to see firsthand what trapping looks like. And given how alert and easily spooked wild hogs can be, it looked a whole lot like a covert mission carried out by an elite task force. We slowly pulled into the farm with our lights off and quietly shut the truck doors. The moon was full, so we had to move quickly and quietly. On the sly, we made our way across the field to our blinds. It was all pretty exciting at the beginning, but then the cold started to set in.
I don't know if you can see behind me, but that's a Tennessee moon right there. Hog trapping, here we go.
After several long hours, we gave up. Something had spooked our sounder, and they were hours late for their nightly arrival the trap cams had documented for over a month. And as if to pour salt in our frozen wounds, the very next night, they ended up trapping the hogs. 39 of them, in fact. The largest sounder recorded in Tennessee to date. It's very clear to me that trapping is not an easy process, and it can't be done in just one night. It's a year-round battle. Proper trapping takes a lot of patience and definitely a lot of warm clothes. One night was all I needed to see of hog trapping, but the folks at TWRA have a lot more cold nights ahead of them. And once again, I am overwhelmed with gratitude and respect for the men and women of TWRA and the long list of daily sacrifices they make for the wildlife and habitats of our Tennessee. I'm not gonna lie, we had a pretty late night last night. And as most of us are all too familiar with, when schedules are tight and when stress is high, our wardrobes can quickly become a little too tight as well. So today I'm in search of a scenic spa that believes that a connection to nature is the bridge to lifelong health. Welcome to Tennessee Fitness Spa, a week-long, all-inclusive fitness program that provides healthy meals, comfortable lodging, and 6 to 8 hours of workout classes a day, 6 days a week. That's right, folks, you heard me. 6 to 8 hours of workout classes a day. Now, after almost freezing to death last night, I was really looking forward to a relaxing day at the spa. But it turns out I've got a little more work to do before the pampering can begin.
It's a destination spa, so you are being fueled with the appropriate amount of nutrition and protein because you're moving here.
Okay.
From aquatic activity, the weights, aerobic, and you've got incredible walks up and down these hills.
Right, it's beautiful, beautiful here. I am, look at this, I'm sweating so bad, man. Had quite a workout here at the Tennessee Fitness and Spa. Feeling good though. I think I probably lost, 25 pounds or so. Feeling strong. Yeah.
Everybody's here for a different reason. Some a jump start, some they come back just to once again be reminded of what you need to do because they give you tools and information so you can go home and make positive lifestyle changes. When you walk in the door, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna be visited by a fitness specialist reminding you when you hike, how to do it appropriately, how to do it safely. They walk you through, talk you through equipment, tell you how many aerobic classes you should take a week, how many weight training. It's not just about aerobic, which that burns fat, but it's about maintaining and gaining muscle tissue because the muscle's the motor of your body. You can't take care of anybody unless you take care of yourself first. So if you're strong, you've taken care of challenging your muscles, become a little bit stronger, work out aerobically, condition your heart, and you've stretched and you feel good, the mind is ready to act in the same.
Well, and then that energy goes out to people around you.
And you know how you took a walk this evening and you saw the natural bridge? That's the spirituality.
As I look around, it's clear to see that there's a close connection between the power and energy that's in nature and the power and energy that's inside of us. We can do amazing things with our bodies. However, just like this amazing natural bridge, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight.
When you work your body as much as you will here, they have to make sure, and it's low sodium, they make everything so it's either organic or it's fresh, so it doesn't have any artificial anything in it. But what I think that means the most to me here is it's real food.
This is a place of healing, a place where you can get away, get fit, get strong, and rejuvenate. It's a place where you can get back to nature, but most importantly, get back to yourself. It's not just about losing weight. It's about improving your overall well-being, mind, body, and soul, and not to mention having a lot of fun doing it.
How is it? It hurts. This is way harder than I thought it was gonna be. That's no joke.
They know when they come here, they're gonna be pushed if they want to be pushed. If they want to come and relax, they get to relax. It's just stress-free. Everybody here is for you.
Right, you know? To whatever level you
That's
want.
right. We don't necessarily care about what you weigh. That's not the big thing here. It's about how healthy you are on the inside. From there, we kind of get you assessed with what classes to take. You do an orientation where you can find out how many aerobics you might want to take, your meal plan, how much you might want to eat. If you don't think it's enough, you can work with Belinda. If you're here to relax and get the massages and all the good stuff, you know, we take care of that too.
Right.
So, you know, it's not just for one type of person or athlete. We have people that come that do every class. And we have people that come that don't do one class.
I want to see the abs in. Let's go.
I want people to know that this is not just for women, not just for any age group or size or whatever. I mean, this place is for everyone. So from a man's perspective, talk about the spa.
Well, I love the weight room. I have a busy schedule. I get in there around 5:30 every morning. So the weights are there. Also places to fish. I mean, hey, you know, who doesn't like fishing?
Right.
There's a lot of wildlife around here that you can just, you know, sit and look at if you wanted to. The food here, like I said, the food's good. I like to eat. I eat lunches here, and I'm a big dude. I like to eat a lot.
Right.
So they take care of me. So it's not like you're going to be starved.
Yeah.
And hey, man, like I said, there's a lot of women here. If you want to meet me in the weight room in the morning, let's go for it.
So we stopped over in our run to holler at a few ladies over here. What's up, girl?
Let me just start by saying that today was one of the most active days I've had in a long time. It started at 6 a.m. with the first of 3 showers in the day. After breakfast, I went on a 3-mile walk in the rain where I met Biddy from Canada. At 90 years old, she was an inspiration, doing things that people half her age couldn't do. Then it was off to my first ever water aerobics class called Aqua Tabata. Now, I thought this was going to be pretty easy, but let me tell you, water aerobics is no joke. By the end, my muscles were so tired, I was pretty much just trying not to drown. Next was a class called Sport Stretch. And this too seemed like it was going to be pretty easy, but unfortunately, I am the least flexible person on the planet. After lunch, my next class was Agility Aerobics, which was basically an obstacle course. But for me, it was a course in learning how to sweat profusely. But again, it was a blast. To cool down and try and catch my breath, I then checked out Tai Chi for my last class of the day. Then finally, just before dinner, I wobbled my weary bones over for a well-deserved massage at the spa. At 8 p.m., I was ready for bed. I was worn out. Even my teeth were tired. But amazingly, I felt better than I'd felt in a long time. And wearing a new smile, I laid in bed eating 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and a big bag of peanut M&Ms without any guilt, because I knew I'd earned it. Being a traveler, I'm often a stranger to the world around me. From country to country, state to state, even town to town, there are many different words, accents, and languages that separate us. But amongst all those differences, there's something that connects us all: music. And it serves as a warm welcome to even the weariest of travelers. And tonight, I'll take any kind of warm that I can get. So I'm stopping by to hang out with a group of hometown folks called the Tennessee Valley Strummers, who are finding new beginnings in the strum strings of an old Tennessee tradition.
I just love music, you know, and I have music in my background. Never did develop it much as a child, and now is my opportunity, and I'm just loving it.
Are you playing mostly rap songs, or is it hip-hop?
Well, most of the time. No, generally we play folk tunes, old country, southern gospel. Everybody plays a dulcimer. Occasionally we may have 2 or 3 guitars, and we may have an upright bass playing with us. I've been playing about 3.5 years. And
so this is something that you've picked, I mean, why the dulcimer?
20 or 30 people out here playing for an audience. Yeah. And I was just so taken by it. And I immediately wanted one. He says, well, you're fixing to retire. That's going to be your retirement gift. You can learn it just immediately without having any background in music.
Right.
We can have you playing in about 5 minutes, your first song. Young people, old people alike can play, and it's very versatile. I mean, like we play the traditional music, but it can lend itself to classical, to jazz. There are some people who are jazz players that use this instrument, and it's becoming more and more popular nationwide, you know, in different genres.
Okay.
So.
Obviously, the dulcimer is bringing you together, but I mean, it's kind of created a community, I guess, for you guys, or? It
has. It's about food, fun, and fellowship.
Oh, right
Not
on.
necessarily in that order, but people just come in and they like it so well, and it also creates kind of family.
More important things that we do, we play at nursing homes and assisted living facilities.
Right.
And the people that are in those facilities can relate to the tunes that we play.
Right.
It's tunes that they remembered back when they were younger.
What would you say to me to be like, man, get your hands on a dulcimer?
Well, have you ever seen this instrument before? That's a dulcimer. You know, a lot of people don't know what it is.
I'd say throw that guitar away and get you a dulcimer.
No, would you like to learn how to play?
At the end of the night, you might be like, where's my dulcimer? Where is it? And I'll be running out the door.
And the people that are curious about it, when they want to know more, we tell them about it. They ask about how much do they cost, what kind of, you know, the sounds vary with the woods. There are different dulcimers, different makers of dulcimers, and it's a good idea to hear it before you buy it, because each person hears differently, and it must sound good to you. That's one of the most important things.
You can get dulcimers with, you know, that you can hook up to an amp
or get a
pickup on them.
Right.
And you can play them just like an electric guitar. Like an acoustic electric.
There's a fella, I think his name is Bing Fuch. He gets into jazz, he gets into rap, and boy, he can really tear one up. So it's versatile enough to be able to do that. You'll have to find some people that are into it more, possibly, but you can get your feet wet here.
I wasn't really expecting to be very musical tonight, but amazingly, I was able to play along with a few songs almost immediately. It was pretty inspiring, actually, and a lot more than what I expected. And what blew me away the most was the fact that many of the people in this group had only been playing for a few years. Music is such a huge part of my life, and it's always inspiring to share it with new people. Tonight, I feel like we really connected with this community. And if music truly does help define an area, well, Wayne County sounds pretty darn good to me. this episode, there were a lot of big surprises. Over the last year, I've heard a lot about the hog problem, but I had no idea how bad it really is. I had no idea how much devastation these hogs can cause, or the lengths TWRA is going in order to stop this problem. But once again, even in the midst of an ugly issue, the beautiful spirit of Tennessee remains strong as ever. You can hear it in the soft strums shared among friends, and see it in the headlights of civil servants returning from a long day's work hours after their families have gone to bed. You can even feel it in the support offered as friends face their foes and fight for fitness. I can't promise that there won't be more struggles ahead, more challenges to face and answers to find. But what does seem certain after all my travels so far is that we will overcome them together.